Calling the tribe.
You're the best of us. You are the best of us. Hey, you're the best of us. You are the best of us. You're the best of us. You are the best of the best of us. You'll always be the best of us.
Hello, hello, hello. Tonight it is Wednesday Warriors with Patriots Inside the Wire, the Tree of Valor. The show with the Tree of Valor is on as a partnership. How are you doing, Lori?
Good. I love your video, and I'm excited to have him do me in that with you.
I am too. So we have a special guest tonight, everyone, that a lot of us out there really know that whether you're serving or have served, there is someone who's close to the community that does honor, remember, and is a part of Patriots Inside the Wire, a piece of their family. I don't want to get into too much of their personal story, but I'll let you know that for Patriots Inside the Wire, they're a part of this. And they did make that video special for Tyee, literally. So we want to say thank you. So yes, Miss Lori from the Tree of Valor is the largest portion of our Wednesday night show. I'll tell you, if you're looking to get on the show, Patriots Inside the Wire on Wednesday, please contact Lori at the Tree of Valor. Definitely. So Lori, I'm so glad to have you in here. I know you've had a long day too. How's it going?
Good, good. We went to Mission Barbecue today with the Gold Star Family Foundation. I hope I'm saying that right. With Mariah and Moat and Zachary. So took our team, members of our team. So it was a great day. It was a great day.
I love that. I love that. Well, you happen to know our guest too, right? From doing different things?
Yes, I don't know him well, so I'm very excited to hear his story.
Yes. I was fortunate enough to run down to the graduation. So I think I'm going to go ahead and grab our guests. We're getting set up is what we're doing. So we'd like for all of you to share, like, subscribe. Please do that. Tune in and you can engage by sending us comments and questions, literally. We have a special song that was sent in just for our guests tonight. So as we're setting up, please go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that share button, please. Make sure we can get all this information and say, number one, thank you for your service. So Lori, thank you for what you do and being on the ground all day. I love it. Lori is what we call a Blue Star mother. They call me a Gold Star mom. I just say I'm Tracy. Nice to meet you from Patriots Inside the Wire. Remember, we are a broadcast with Heroes Media Group, a podcast, literally. We are with the Heroes Media Group network. We are also on the radio. So do not forget that as well. So you can look us up if you didn't find the live interview. You can find it on YouTube forever, but you'll listen to us on the radio, and anywhere you like to listen to your podcast, you will find Patriots Inside the Wire. So Lori, I'm going to go ahead and bring up our guest because I know several people are looking for him. Literally. So right now with us is Tyee. Tyee, how are you doing?
I am doing very well. Thank you for asking.
Good. It's good to see you. Nice to see you.
It's very good to be on. Been looking forward to it. I'd like to say hello to all of the Gold Star mothers, both who I already am honoring their loved ones and have yet to honor your loved ones. I want to thank everyone for the support before we get on, and thank you for having me on.
You most definitely. And for everyone out there who doesn't know what that means, Gold Star refers to an active duty service member's family that has been serving in the military and then they don't make it home. And then I cut it off after that because here at Patriots Inside the Wire, we honor all. So, Tyee, that's kind of where I go with it. And that's with you too. I'd like to get into a little bit of why did you start, even at the young age, I believe it's 6, you're going to have to correct me. I know your story so well, I don't want to tell it. So I just wanted them to understand that there is a reason. And then you went from that age to where you're at now in life. So can you give us a little of a back history here? And I'll have Lori asking different questions and things. But I've been lucky enough, everyone, to literally meet Tyee in person, was able to attend his graduation. So I'm going to let you and Lori take it over. So welcome, Tyee. Let's give them a little bit of a background of who is the Washington State Freedom Runner, who is Tyee, and why at that age did you start doing what you're doing?
Of course. So, full name, Tyee Eliason. I have been a freedom runner for over 10 years now. Feels really weird to say it in that way, but it's true. A freedom runner is someone who carries the American flag over their shoulder and runs or walks down whatever main road they choose to spread patriotism and things of that sort. To just generally be appreciative of what we have in this nation. And I started this journey way back when I was 6 years old. Yes, you got it correct. I was just hanging out at the Boys and Girls Club, which is I think they're all across the states. Just basically a daycare for kids of all ages. I was sitting there one day, and we had a guest speaker by the name of Dave Siverite. He is a freedom runner, and he shared his story to all of us at the Boys and Girls Club. And he explained how he was a veteran and he wanted to continue to be patriotic in his community and bring everyone together in that way. I found a lot of inspiration in that, and I decided to go to my dad the next day, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, I want a flag." And he was really confused. But after a little bit of back and forth, we got me a flag, and I started running under the close, watchful eye of my father, so I didn't get hurt. Started running up and down Highway 2, which not advisable, but it's the best that we had at the time. So started running back and forth with the flag, and got plenty of honks, plenty of love, and I decided to just keep on doing it. A couple or a year and a half or so later, on Facebook, my dad was posting pictures of me every time that I would run with the flag. And on Facebook, we met this amazing man by the name of Army Major Justin Fitch. He caught on to what I was doing and was greatly inspired by such a young kid getting involved in his community in such a way, getting involved in the nation in such a way. And he reached out to me and told his story about how he started an organization, a nonprofit, Carry the Fallen, to help bring veterans out of tough times. And of course, just inspiration shared back and forth. And he wanted me to follow him in his journey to try and bring the number of veterans who decide to take their own lives down to zero. And I gladly stepped on the train and followed him. I started raising money with Major Justin Fitch, all the way up until the point where he unfortunately passed away from stage 4 colon cancer in 2015. Before he passed away, he asked me to carry on the goal, to carry on the mission of bringing life back into our veterans. And so I do that every day that I can. And it's just grown exponentially from there. I eventually, or because of that, I wasn't just running to be patriotic. I was now running to help bring awareness and the prevention of veteran suicide. And now I've taken it further to not just veterans, but first responders and active military. The running nearly daily with the flag turned into the 22 push-up challenge for Mission 22, and that also eventually turned into the 22 plus 5 plus 3, or plus 5 plus 1 at the time. So just more push-ups for more of our first responders and active military. And I joined in on doing that every day, and I am now at day 1,635 consecutive days of doing the 22 plus 5 plus 1 push-up challenge. Now it's plus 3, unfortunately, for our active military.
I'm glad you brought that up, Tyee, because a lot of people forget about, in our active duty, meaning they're still serving and something's happened and they're no longer here. A lot of people tend to focus in one area, and I like it that you understand that actually there's a lot of the different ways that someone should be here, and they're not. And I like to remember all, so I really do appreciate everything you're doing. I did just notice on the screen, so you were going to have a surprise guest tonight drop in to say hello. One of the people that you love their music, you love their songs and everything. Because he's on one of our other shows Tuesdays, he can pop in like a ghost anywhere. So I just looked up on the screen, and surprise, it's not a surprise because he's in the other show. So Uncle Rhino, say hello to Tyee. Tyee, say hello to Uncle Rhino. Uncle Rhino, say hello to the Tree of Valor, Mrs. Lori.
How you doing, sweet Lori, and how you doing, Tyee? I'm proud of both of you.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you, Rhino.
You too, young man. I think what you're doing is absolutely beautiful. I commend you. Fun fact, and keep in mind, if you ever see me running, you haul ass. Something terrible's coming to get us from that away. So that's the only time you ever going to see me running. Rest of the time, I'm going to strut. Okay? Okay. So I appreciate what you do for the rest of us. Lori, hold it together, child. Hold it together. Just got here, and Lori's already coming apart at the seams. God bless her.
I can't help but laugh. But no, listen, everybody, let's get back to this for a little bit. Nice to see you, Uncle Rhino. We needed some smiles in here, so I love it when you pop in and out. I cannot keep up, but I can definitely keep laughing. Laughter is the best medicine. Tyee, you literally, you will do 2 sets a day of the run. You will do as you were explaining, the push-up challenge, and you add in addition to that. And you do this because you want to honor the fallen. How do you choose or select, or how does this happen that you happen to know at your age about the fallen and be able to select them? Is it just staying on top of things now that there's so much information in a digital era?
It's partially that. a lot of Gold Star moms or families and friends of those who have passed, they reach out to me, or my father and I, my dad helps a lot. We reach out to them because they've shared something in the past on whatever social media platform, and I want to find out more, and they're just willing to share. They're willing to share the story of their loved one, and let me be a catalyst for more change and more awareness of the struggles of our veterans, first responders, and active military.
Tyee,
I
I
want.
think everybody knows what you mean by 22 plus 5 plus 3. I mean, we may know, but I think there's definitely going to be people listening who do not know what that means. Can you explain that?
Of course. I should have from the start.
Okay.
But yeah, 22 is the number of our veterans who take their own lives every day. The number fluctuates through the months, but I'm pretty sure that 22 is still the most accepted number as of right now. Then the 5 is for first responders every week. So it is a much lesser number, but it's still something to keep in our minds. And the 1 and now 3 active military that take their own lives every day.
Okay. I don't think everybody knows, what your numbers are for. So I just felt like we should really talk about that.
Can you repeat? So it's 22 plus 5 plus, I just don't want to get it wrong for everyone out there. I know it, but so it's 22 plus 5 plus 3?
Yes, 3.
So 22 plus 5 plus 3. 3 is for our first, 22 is our military. 5 is our first responders. 3, I should know this one,
Active.
We're active duty. Correct. So I just want to make sure too, I was doing the same thing, that is what it is for, serving. So, and Tyee, you've gone from the age of 6, as you mentioned, and known as the Washington State Freedom Runner, to being now an active duty service member, literally. And I got to join you at your graduation, let's just say that. And it was amazing. I had not been on a base and been a part of something again like that in a very long time. And it felt like home. So it was like, look, I have another one. He's right here. So I'm doing that because he's in a picture with me to my side. And it was a little bitty space, Tyee, right? Like everyone's like, why didn't y'all just all get up? And I'm like, you don't understand. We were in a hallway with outside with tons of people. We were doing really good to get squeezed in there. So Tyee, while being active duty now and doing your honor, not only are you doing the 22 plus 5 plus 3 multiple sets, but now you're an active duty service member. So now you're living what you have been talking about and the actions you have taken. Have you found anything to be enlightening, or are you finding that maybe with what you do, a lot of the active duty service members, is that something you just don't really like, you separate that? Or is that one of those subjects that it's like, we're serving, let's focus, let's stay on target here, stay on top of it, but you were already aware of it before you joined?
I mean, it is something that I keep in my mind while I am serving. I haven't done a whole lot thus far because I'm only 7-8 months in to being in the military, and most of that has been in TRADOC, which means just training environment. So I haven't seen a whole lot of these issues that we talk about perk up, but I do keep it in my mind, and I try to whenever somebody has something to say, I try and listen, because I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what their experiences have been in the military thus far, because most of the people I'm around have been in longer than I am. So I try and keep an open mind, and I try to keep an open ear as well.
I like that. I like that. Lori, do you have, I do have a question here. They're asking about MOSs. I'm going to say this first because I told Tyee I was there that day and I heard the speech, and it was one of the most touching speeches that I've been in front of. And this is the person that was leading. Which position was he, Tyee, at your graduation?
I'm not totally sure. I do not remember. That was
Okay.
a few months.
I got it. So we've got a unit leader. We've got a drill sergeant. We've got even higher than that. This individual started out in various lanes, ended up in the medic area, and was recalling a time when someone looked out to them. They'd been deployed before and literally used the word doc. And that was one of the most life-changing things he said had ever happened to him. So he said at the graduation, and when I say he, we're talking about someone that was in Tyee's camp where he was for training for his MOS. Someone's asked me about MOS. Now someone asked me what that means. But for his MOS. And the most touching part was the story when he said, when someone called the first person that called me doc, I'll never forget it. As soon as I found Tyee, I went up and I said, hey. And he's like, and well, actually, one of the drill sergeants, literally, I was like, where's Tyee? Can't find anybody. And he was like, oh, and he pointed. It's like he knew exactly where he was, which was interestingly a trip. After asking several people, this guy knew, but he was the most quiet guy. And then, and it's Doc. So I went right up to Tyee and I said, Doc. And he's like, what? And I'm like, Tyee, Doc, don't forget, I was the first one to say it. It was just such a moving, like beautiful speech to hear what it was that this individual had come across, and to have someone for the first time say that to him because he decided to join. So many people that do not. You don't understand the percentages out there. And I know Lori knows them, and I let her speak to it. But Tyee, again, when I said Doc, someone's asking about your MOS. He is in the medic area there. Lori, I'm going to ask you about questions. And I know, Uncle Rhino, you jumped in as a surprise guest, as a singer, songwriter, and running the tribe that Tyee has heard so much about. So I want to let Lori ask what she'd like to ask.
So I think Lexi would probably ask this question too. I don't know if anyone's ever asked him this. So you've been running with the flag since you were 6, and you're how old now? 8.
I am 19 now.
19. So for 13 years, you've been running with the flag. So if Lexi could speak, she would say to you, how many flags have you gone through? Like, you can't still be using the same flag.
Well, I've used more than just the American flag. There's another flag that I used to run with. I'm not totally sure where it is right now. It's a branch flag.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly what it says. But as for American flags, I believe I've used 3 or 4. I think 4. Plus the white, like thank you for your service flag or something that has the branch emblems on it. I wish I knew where that one was right now, but I'm not totally sure.
I know it might seem like a silly question, but we just embrace the flag in this house. You can't see it in the background, but it's behind me in my yard, and it's a big part of Lexi's life. And I decided that I wanted to, on every show, I wanted to ask a question that I thought if she could ask it, what would it be? Because I know she, would love to meet you, but she would love that you're running with, as Tracy calls it, her flag. So we're super proud of you. We really are. But I think she'd want to know that. So I was just curious if you had any idea. So that's a good answer, that you actually know. I would think your dad would be like coveting those flags because they're really special, what they represent.
Mhm.
They
Yeah,
do.
we need to work on getting a new flag because the current flag that I'm using, I've gotten so big now that the flag kind of looks small in comparison. So we need to get a bigger one.
So how does
That
that
is
work
true.
in the service though? How do you continue this while you're serving? I'm curious how that works.
So I am lucky as for where I got stationed. It's very close to home. So every other weekend or so, I'm allowed to just drive on back home and we pump out a couple runs, do some push-up videos in a familiar setting, and then I'm able to go back to base at the end of the weekend.
Okay. I just wondered how you actually were able to maintain this. So,
He does it because you should see him. He can eat everybody's plates on the table, literally fully loaded, and not a bit of anything on him but muscle. Literally.
why this vision of other people, of his comrades like joining him in his mission and them doing it together, So I didn't know if they've heard about it, if they've decided, wow, this is a great idea. We want to do this with you. Has that happened?
People will watch for a long time before they're willing to engage. And when they do, it won't be as a mass. It'll just be a few at a time. Typically, the first ones that engage might not even do so unless they saw Tyee stumble or something. That's where people quietly develop respect watching his dedication. And then that one moment that they actually can prop him up, that's when it shows up. It's like the old saying, kings aren't born, they're built. And well, that's exactly what that is. And as a dad, I cannot think. I mean, I've got an incredible daughter that she's my world. I can't think of a bigger, I mean, for your dad, who I adore him also, William. I know William looks at his son, and if he's got a question on whether or not he did a good job, he's got a son that is stepping forward to carrying the names, all the names he can carry of everyone who's not able to stand up and speak their name themselves. And William has given us a young man who is doing that. He's carrying Adam's name, Lindsay's. We're carrying everybody's name who can stand up, everyone who can't speak for themselves, you're doing it. And I think you are just an absolute beautiful human. It's not just an American thing. It's just a human thing. You are absolutely incredible and such an incredible gift to all of us. And I know how proud your dad is of you. And I'm proud of him for giving us somebody like you.
Yeah, amen to that.
Thank you very
I
much.
agree.
I very much appreciate that. My dad is secretly crying in the background. He is very proud of me, and I am very thankful for him. And I really wouldn't be where I am without him, of course. So
None of us would be. No, sir. We all stand on the shoulders of somebody great who came before us.
mhm.
I have a question, Tyee, and then I want to see if the other people right here, we've got the Tree of Valor in the house. Don't forget, if you want on a Wednesday night, you got to get in touch with Lori. Uncle Rhino here is Two Step Tribe on a Tuesday, Thursday. Tyee works, your dad is a very, I don't want to say his whole name or anything, but Chief works with both shows. They are all under Patriots Inside the Wire Productions. And so Uncle Rhino, a musician, has gotten to be, he knows your family well. So I know that he probably is like emotional because he's gotten close to the whole team here. So Lori, with you working in the community with both too, and Lori's a Blue Star mom for anyone out there listening. Blue Star, she's got a son. He was serving in the military and he's home. There's issues also when you come home. That's another show. But Tyee, I think I might want to answer something for you if I could. And you tell me if I'm wrong. I think where Lori was trying to go is exactly where I tried to go at your graduation. So we're on with Tyee Eliason right now. He is active duty now, starting at the age of 6 years old. Started running with the flag, 22 plus 5 plus 3, to honor our loved ones who are no longer here. That is the military, the first responders, and our active duty who should be here, who are not. We should never forget, and we will not. We will say their names and we will honor them all. And that is what Mr. Tyee does, while now serving for all of us, which is very rare for anyone to step up. That percentage is almost null and none. And that's a country thing. I hope you get it. But Tyee is on with us tonight. As you're now, you said 9 months or so in the service, literally. I actually asked this question. I said, I brought it up, and of course, I'm standing around other people in a close proximity right after his graduation and talking about his run. And he literally looked at one of his friends that had been serving in the unit with him. They were graduating. And he stopped a second and said, there's something that I do to take care of and honor some other individuals. And I kind of took it from there as, yeah, kind of like this side of the chain. He remembers them all. And I do remember, Tyee. Do you know what you told me?
I do not remember.
Okay. Well, you're new in the military, number one, and then you're going to always honor. You're not going to quit. But it's kind of a new thing for a lot of the people that would be in the military serving for you, because you don't know if they've had that experience, and it might be kind of odd to sit there and talk about, we're going to honor a fallen, and I'm going to go do this, and I'm going to work out, and I'm going to do extra push-ups, more than they already make you do. Listen, more on top of that. That is not normal. It is an incredible human being, but also it can be a little bit frightening. And I understand that as a mother. And if I have kids are joining at 18, I know this. So do you, Lori. We all know this on this screen. I saw you being respectful of those around you, and you didn't want to kind of alarm others to start thinking, oh my goodness, something could happen to me. That is what happened. And you and I just were like, we were able to just kindly remind, and that's what we should do. We should always just kindly, we're not going to shove anything down anyone else's. You don't have to do anything. That's why we have the freedoms that we do. But I'll be quiet now, but I definitely wanted to answer that for you, because I do remember, and I'll never forget. And his name is Osborne. So shout out to Osborne. That day at graduation, and why we brought this up. It is because it can be a little interesting when Tyee's now serving, but he's already been participating for the fallen. Now, imagine that. That's a conversation you don't typically have with people as you're joining the military. That's the last conversation you're in there to survive and support and bring the freedoms that we enjoy every day into this country. So go ahead, Lori, and then Uncle Rhino, and I'm going to be quiet, but I figured I wanted that answered because I knew and I could feel it. If you were there, you would see it. I saw
That's why I wondered if other people were, hearing about his mission, that he served with, and if you think, you could be having an impact on, but I'm sure you're having an impact on people that you serve with, who maybe you're going to spare some of them in a way that you might never know, because, you won't stay with the same people all the time, right? But they'll remember this, and it'll probably also help you to continue doing what you're doing. Although I liked what Uncle Rhino said, that you may not see it, but I just didn't know if anyone, as you go on, has said, hey, I want to, do that, but they haven't actually said, no one said that yet to you.
I've had a couple people come with me on runs.
Oh, okay.
That was in high school, or maybe late middle school. And there's been a good few that joined me on my runs with the flag. I've also had some people join me in my push-ups, whatever way that they could. But somewhat unfortunately, it didn't really go a whole lot further than that. But either way, I believe it was really good getting some other of my friends in on my videos, pictures, whatever, that got posted to Facebook. I think that was a good inspiration to people out there, not only seeing me doing my thing, but seeing me bring a few other people in wherever I could.
Because it is your mission. It's your mission. So, not the other people who join in, so that's why people probably don't, I know you said it's unfortunate, but it's probably why people don't continue, because it's, it wasn't the mission that God gave them like he did you.
I think my take on it, it's funny because we can see it's like the old poster that they used to show you, that one person would look at it and see angels and the other person would look at it and see bats. The poster, to say everybody was looking at the same artwork, but it would just register with different ones first. It's kind of the same way. Me and Lori can look at the same thing, and that's the beautiful thing about our unique perspectives, because I think I do agree with what she's saying. At the same time, yeah, God gives you a specific mission, but I think God's given you a mission to remind Americans of what their mission is. And Americans' mission is to step up and serve our community, to step up and serve our brothers and sisters, to serve those who have already served us. We stand now so they don't have to anymore. That's what you're doing. And those who fail, you're standing for them. That's what I mean, if you want to get into religion, I mean, even Jesus washing, a disciple's feet. I mean, that's a true king, is one who's going to serve everything and everyone around him. A true king doesn't expect everyone to kneel in front of him. A real king steps up and drops down to kneel in front of everyone, because he's about to lift everyone else up above himself. And that's what I see you doing when I see you running, holding up that beautiful flag, which is a symbol of generational sacrifice. That flag's not just colored fabric. It's a concept. It's an idea that's transcended cultures. It's wrapped around the planet. It's instantly identifiable. And there's a lot of things that have done their best to tarnish it, and it still comes waving out of the smoke on the other side, and it's right back. And you are one man. I said, how beautiful. If you have one American who understands what our original mission was, to lift everything and everyone up around us. Well, it only takes one. Not every ripple becomes a tsunami, but every damn tsunami started with a ripple. And that's exactly how it works. It starts one. One American is so powerful. And you start reminding everyone else exactly who the hell they are and exactly what it is we're supposed to be. And when I see that, that's what you're doing for me, kid.
That is so inspiring to me that you said that, because as you were saying that, Uncle Rhino, I was like, I couldn't read Scott's message. I didn't have my glasses on.
I was going to ask you that question.
What did he ask?
I love what you said, by the way, Uncle Rhino. You're very, very.
Hey, I'm gonna go back to that, because I love that.
I want
to do something for Tyee based on what Uncle Rhino said.
Two-step tribe. There we go. Thanks. This is Scott has a question for Lori, and I'm going to just pull right up his question so you can see this. Here we go. He's wondering if you have any of the same people on the Not Your Chair display at the Tree of Valor.
So I'm sure we probably do, but I don't know if Tyee knows this, but there'll be certain organizations that, let's just use today as an example. Today we went to an event at Mission Barbecue, and we took a biker tree, right? And now that wasn't for one organization, but it was one big tree with all these pictures of veterans who were bikers. And then underneath their row of pictures was the name of the event where we met them, or the name of the group. So it would be a complete honor to use the name that Uncle Rhino just said, One American, right? Have Tyee's story on. We have some mother size trees in there, like 12-foot trees. I think he would need a 12-foot tree, but call it One American and have Tyee's picture there. And part of me feels like Tyee's going to be like, no. But it's, as I always say, it's not about you, right? But it kind of is. Because if you go back to what Uncle Rhino said, that it's one American. So if you look at what one person is doing, like what you're doing, it helps inspire people. You know, Lexi doesn't run like you run. She doesn't walk like you walk. But one of those 12-foot trees she uses, it goes to the Texas Roadhouse every year, covered with the pictures that she got just from going up and smiling and wanting a veteran's photo, right? So, but we have more than one of those. So one of them can be Lexi's tree and one of them can be Tyee's tree. And we'll call it, what did you call it, Uncle Rhino? One American?
That's it. I mean, everybody, even the people who are coming to us that were born somewhere else, they're coming because every human being is born with a spark inside of them. And over the course of their life, they get enough stuff piled on it. It gets, people try to snuff it out. In some cases, it may actually even happen. But I believe with so many people, it never does truly go out. And they have to see someone else go by blazing for them to remember. And when that happens, that's the worst thing that can happen to anything that would oppose us. You've got to, the way I see what you're doing, when you're carrying the light, darkness is no longer a thing to be afraid of. It's simply a place you've not walked yet. Okay. And so wherever you go, shadows will run. Wherever you go, you are carrying the might and the light. And you're one person. It's like the army of one. I mean, you're literally doing this, and you are a reminder of what we're supposed to be, who we used to be, who we still are. We just forgot.
Yeah. So would you like that, Tyee? Could we make a tree of the people that you've honored? I realize you can't really help me with that because you're serving, but maybe your dad could.
All in the show.
I would be honored if you did that. You're right. I don't really want to be like the centerpiece of anything, but as long as it's honoring those who have fallen, I would love that.
So do you have some record of all those people? I mean, that's a pretty big record.
Yeah, we do. My father and I have a record of all of the people who I have honored.
Look at it like this. Look at it like this, Ty. So you're holding all these names. You're holding them up as high as you can so people can still see them and they're not going to forget them. Okay. All these mothers, sons, and daughters, and fathers, sons, and daughters, you're holding all these people up. Well, while you're doing that, let Lori and the organization and Tracy, let them hold you up while you're holding up the rest of them. That's what this is.
Yeah, that is. And even like we could put a QR code on there where people can go if, to find out more information about you or if they want to donate to you. I know it's not about money. I know that 100%, but it doesn't change the fact that you might need new sneakers, right? Whatever, right? You need a new flag. You should have a flag sponsor for Pete's sakes. So it just would be, so tell your dad I'm coming for him.
Of course.
We know how to find your people.
Lori.
We definitely do, right, Lori? Lori does, Uncle Rhino does. We all do. He is part of Pages Inside the Wire, so I think it's a great idea. And right, Scott is the one between Uncle Rhino and Scott. There you go. But it's the Tree of Valor. Let's put that name out there because the Tree of Valor would be doing that and building that into the gallery, which we're not at the gallery right now tonight, live with you. There was an event all day today, literally, that the Tree of Valor was there to honor and support. Tyee, I have a picture here. I was bringing up a couple of pictures while y'all were talking. If anyone noticed that or you're listening, you did not watch the broadcast, we are pulling up some pictures. One of them, it looks like the flag's literally bigger than you. No joke. You got this one. You got this one. Look at that one. That's back in style, by the way. You got this. He keeps getting bigger. There's multiple. Look at that one, though. Look.
Don't you think even those would be nice on the tree, like right down the middle, right? Yeah. tell the story. I know Tyee, he's like, don't, it's not about me. But that's where it goes back to Uncle Rhino, that it is about the difference that one person can make. And if you can do it, someone else can. I have this saying, which sometimes feels harsh when I say it, but it's still true, which is, just because you made it home doesn't mean you stay at home. There's a lot of people who are sitting around lost thinking that there's nothing left for them. And that is simply not true. It's just not. So you could be inspiring people who could you
So we need to let them know that it's okay to be reprogrammed, because they were altered from something natural to become what they needed to be for the new job. They left to go perform that job, and when they came home, they were never brought back to the original factory setting. And so many of them, you can't bring them back home in the altered state and just say, okay, I'm done. No, it's the old saying, if you break it, you bought it. Okay. And if you're going to take them and you're going to do all this stuff, which they signed up for it because they had honor and integrity and a sense of community, self-sacrifice, they stepped up to do a job. We've got to put the onus and the responsibility on those who make the decisions to take real good care of our sons and daughters. There needs to be accountability with the trust that they've been given. And they also, we have to turn right around and put the same kind of time and energy in reverting them back for home as we took, as we spent all the money that's spent in ramping them up into something else before they leave home. We need to spend at least half the money to bring them back to where they can come back home and actually be home, as she said. So often they come back to a place, but they're no longer, they've been completely altered. They're not built for this place anymore. This tempo, this nothing, are they prepared for it? So many of them are more comfortable deployed than they are when they come home. That's just that's horrible. And don't even get me started on the preferential treatment. Well, on jobs and everything else, they should be the first ones at the top of the pile for me. If you've served in any capacity, the minute you get home, you're on the top of the list. That's should be. So we're working on it collectively, and guys like Tyee doing what he's doing just reminds us we need to work harder and faster.
Exactly.
Do you have a message, Tyee, that you really want to share?
Well, I'd like to, I guess I'd like to shout out Heather Vivros, because she's been a major inspiration to so much that I've done. If not for her, again, I wouldn't be as far into this journey as I am. Heather has done so much for supporting me and helping me to find more Gold Star families, so I could share more stories. Probably a quarter to half of the stories that I have of people are tangentially received by Heather Vivros. And so just major shout out to her. I really appreciate her for her help through my journey. That's probably the main thing that I wanted to say before I went.
Well, and that's one thing by us making you a tree. If there's people that we have that I can't imagine that you don't already have, but I can ask those people if they want their name, want you to, run for them. And I'm sure they would. But that's the great thing about all of us working together, is we're sharing, those people with their permission, So
unfortunately, Lori, there are more. I hate to tell y'all that, but there's more that Tyee doesn't have. And so, yes, you're going to have more names for him than I would want you to have. But that is very true. I will say shout out to Heather Viveros, Best Up for the Fallen. That is who she is. Very good person. I know her as well. Lori, myself, even Uncle Ryan on the stream. But as far as being in the service, we're really, really, really focused on the siblings. Now, we don't like to say just mom. We like to include the actual family. So, not one more than the other. We're just trying to say there is a family too. The siblings are affected. There's a lot. There's a lot to do and a lot more to be done. And so, Tyee, what you're doing is amazing. And this is where I have a question here. I'm going to bring up a picture and ask you if you remember what you were doing. And if you don't, I'm going to have you ask the person by you. But I'm making sure I got the right picture here. Again, we're with Tyee Eliason. Nope, not that one, but that was going to be one. Tyee Eliason. I want you in your running. Do you remember who you were running for then?
I believe it might have been Adam Huckstep Laporte.
It is two-step. Literally. That picture right there, he's home there. You can see Washington State Freedom Runner, and he is running for Sergeant Two-Step. So when I sent the picture, because it looks, I've been around Tyee. I knew that was like a more recent one too. He's not that little kid down there. He's big now. And I was asking, and I was like, would that happen to have been around this time frame? And they said, yes, it is. And so that is actually Sergeant Two-Step there. Adam is his first name. A lot of people probably, I don't know if they know that. But Sergeant Two-Step, that is what, that's his name. And then you were running that day and literally remember who it was that you were running for, and actually even gave some of the truth of his story, because his story is not public, what's out there right now. So I'm going to say thank you from me. And I know from a lot of the families, I'm going to say thank you to you from them. I can't name them all because I'm going to feel horrible that I've forgotten someone. But all of you that I know Tyee, and he honors. There are so many of you that I want to say, we remember, we hear you, we do not forget, we honor all over here, just like Tyee, and we're doing our very best that we can. And that takes everybody coming together and supporting. So as we're doing that, we're going through here. That's the one that I looked at and went, wait a minute. And it's because of it obviously being my child. I have another one here. Look really close at this one, Uncle Rhino, and let's see if Uncle Rhino knows who's this in this picture. And Lori, I think someone at the Tree of Valor would know who this is.
I'm going to put my glasses on.
Do you know who that is, Uncle Rhino? Don't answer yet, Tyee. I know you know.
I gotta zoom it in.
Oh, they're putting on glasses.
Yeah, I can't see close enough.
Tyee, we know. It's Tyee, by the way.
We know it's him, but I don't know the other person is.
Well, no, his name is Tyee.
Oh.
Uncle Rhino, do you recognize who that is?
I can't see it. It's too small.
Okay, Tyee, let's tell them.
It's Randy Couture.
Okay.
That's
cool.
You see the bikes are behind him. What some of you may not know is that Randy, in his is it Stanford Northwest in the 2022 Northwest Extreme Couture GI Foundation that he has an actual foundation where he does things. You happen to have come across Randy Couture, and literally, I swear, there's going to be a competition, but could already probably beat him at push-ups and everything. Am I correct?
I don't want to, say anything bad about Randy, but yes, I did beat him in push-ups.
Hi, Randy.
Yeah,
both of y'all can beat me, so don't feel bad. Last time I did any crunches, I had a big old bag of Doritos in one hand, so that's it. Yeah. Yeah, Lori likes it when I'm funny. That encourages me.
I like it.
I want to get this young man right here with Gary Sinise. I want to reach out to our people on the back channels and connect those dots, because I felt it for a little while. Me and Tracy have discussed it on the flyby, and there's a lot more things that we're doing on our side of the fence with the two-step tribe, but it's all intertwined. It's one tribe. We have different names, different shows, but we're all the same tribe. and we're all pushing for the same mission. You put all the tribes together, you have one nation under God, indivisible. That's how that works. And so, I would love to see Gary Sinise. I think he's a beautiful human being with everything that I've seen him do for our soldiers and their families. And he's a patriot across the board in the truest sense of the word when nobody's looking. And he's recognized, readily now for it. But for a long time, he did a lot of the work without people knowing. And I would love to see him connected with Tyee. If you ladies, I'm putting that little note in your suggestion box. I want to see y'all huddle up and start working your mojo. I would like to see.
I'd love to work with Gary Sinise myself. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is the thing, though, because, it's just something that we're doing that's organic and it's not self-serving. So when we pull everything in, and people have the opportunity to see, that's when what they're working on is connected with what we're working on, because it's all the same mission. So it makes no sense for there not to be connectivity and cross communication. If that's truly, if our mission is truly about eliminating any time that a serviceman or woman, service member is inflicting harm on themselves or those that are close to them, because of internal struggles and wars they're still fighting. If there's anything that can be done, and that's truly what's most important to all of us, then there should be no wall or fence that would separate us in working together to try to make that common goal happen.
Amen to that.
I do. And Rhonda, you are correct. Yes. Fort Campbell 2003. Shout out to hello, Rhonda. Tyee, you actually are at home right now, and you have a journey ahead of you as well. For anyone that wants to reach out, you can get a hold of the show, Patriots Inside the Wire. Keep in touch with us because, as we mentioned, there is a family member that is part of the show, and so we will constantly be able to be in touch. I do have Lori. Honestly, I put this message. I hope y'all can read that. But the Tree of Valor, Mrs. Lori Egerter, please reach out to her in regards to the Wednesday spot. In regards to the show, Tyee Eliason is on with us now. Patriots Inside the Wire is also with the other show. All falls under Patriots Inside the Wire, Two-Step Tribe. And so by being involved in multiple communities, doing multiple things, we're bringing awareness. We bring together others. You don't have to be in the military. You don't need to serve in order to support. It's about the people, for the people, by the people. It's pretty much that simple. I wanted to, there's a song in here that Uncle Rhino has done, Lori and Tyee. You already know your song, Uncle Rhino. And it's when he thought of this song and someone in your family heard the song, and it reminds of us, a lot of people. But you, Tyee, is someone that it would be for Uncle Rhino, right? And you're okay with us doing that? Because he does not like to promote his music.
This song was inspired, short version. This is the power of music. It's not me. So let me make that clear right up front. It's not me. I was simply a receiver. And then I did the best I could to transmit the message. And, this song was not finished. My baby brother called and asked me if I had anything along these lines. I said I had one thing that wasn't finished. His best friend was KIA in Iraq, and they were doing a memorial. And I don't do things for myself. I'm not motivated to do that. But all I need to know is you need something, and I'm bringing it. I'm coming. And so that's how my motivation works. And I sat down and I finished this thing, and it was just for my brother and his best friend and his family. And his name was Sergeant Craig Nelson from Bossier City, Louisiana. And beautiful young man, beautiful family. And I sat down and I finished the song and I recorded it, sent it to the family, a simple acoustic version. And within a few days, my email, best way to describe it is it melted. I was not prepared for the response. I didn't anticipate what it would mean to other people. And it was the families of who had lost someone, spouses, siblings, parents. Uh, and I was devastated at them thanking me, which was the most absurd thing that I could have ever imagined. That's insane. You don't thank me. I on my knees, I with head bowed, I'm thanking you. And that was how I had to sit down and I answered every email myself. And it gave me an idea to make a music video when I requested all the fallen soldiers of all these people who had emailed me. I asked them their permission to submit their soldier. I want to see your soldier. And they sent me photos, and we made a music video that didn't have our faces in it. It was 100% just the soldiers, because that's what it was about. And we had to extend the song by a minute and a half to fit all the photos in that came in. And we did that, and we put that out, and that was going to be it. I mean, I wanted to make a memorial that anyone, the family, anyone could be proud and look and see that as long as the internet still stands, they'll always be able to find memorial to our soldiers. Then I got word from my friend Rain DeVries from Band Breed in Dallas that the song had been adopted by the Patriot Guard as their anthem, and they had it on their website. When you pulled it up, it started playing that song. And then they started escorting our servicemen, our fallen soldiers, who they would do the ring of protection. They'd wrap around them, and then I found out that Governor Rick Perry of Texas had taken a ride with the Patriot Guard and heard them all singing this and saw this song, and he wanted to know what it was, and they made him a little bootleg copy. I'm not against bootleg copies. Let me tell you that. I have no problem with that. And they sent Rick Perry off with that copy, and he went back to the State House, and as it was told to me, he dusted off an old bill that had been shelved quite a while before, and they dusted it off and threw it back up on the table, and they nicknamed the bill the Best of Us bill. And they passed a law making it illegal to protest within so many yards of a military funeral. And that all started with me up in Nashville simply getting a phone call from my little brother with horrible news. And all I'm saying is, and it ended up with thousands and thousands of people who were touched by this. They saw something that I didn't even see when I first put it together. It had nothing to do with me. And this is what I'm trying to tell Tyee. You're doing the same thing right now, kid. You just got to stay the course and keep moving one more step, because you don't know when the one that's going to see that one more step they needed to, and that's all it took for them to take their first step. And then that whole process will start. And then with 2, now you have 3. From 3, now you have 7. See, and that's how it starts to grow. Opportunities, have charity events where Tyee can go to a local high school track or things, and you can get sponsors and you can have people run with Tyee. These are things that are really cool, have people pledge, so many laps, things like that. There's so many ways to do this, guys, to encourage community involvement, because a lot of people aren't going to have the stamina you got, kiddo. I'm going to tell you right now, I will run to the refrigerator like a boss, and then I'm going to walk to the bed with the sandwich I just made. I ain't running no more. I'm just saying, not everybody's going to have that kind of mojo. Stay with me, Lori. So that's all I'm saying, right? So that's you, but you're an example, and for folks to be able to say, hey, I ran with the Washington State Freedom Runner. That's something they feel like, hey, he didn't have to shine by himself. I ran next to him that day. I stepped up. I only ran 500 steps, but that was 500 steps. Now you do that with 500 people. And now you look at how many steps we just ran. You do that with 5,000 people. Look at how many steps we just ran. You see what I'm saying? So
I'm sorry.
yeah, my point to all this, guys, is this was just a simple song, 4 chords and the truth. I didn't say anything that most Americans don't feel. They may not have the words to put it into this exactly, but I there's nothing remarkable about me or what I did, but I chose to take what I have and try to do something remarkable with it. And so that's what's happening now with what Tyee is doing. And this song, I had to preface all that. You never understand. You'll never comprehend the power of the one thing you do on that one day, how it's going to touch and affect someone.
Well, that's kind of what I wanted to ask Tyee, like what his plans were. Like, is he someone who already sees himself, retiring? I mean, I don't know how you could know that 9 months in, but some people, that is their plan. Do you know what your plan is?
Right now I'm still working on figuring out my plan. It's very likely that I'll go a full career, 20 plus years in. But right now I'm not totally sure.
I mean,
Muhammad Ali said, everybody got a plan till they get in the ring and get hit. So that's one of those things that I would tell Tyee, keep your head on a swivel, stay loose, stay fluid, never lock yourself, because the Lord will tell you where the one that created everything will tell you where to go. You just be attentive, use good discernment. A lot of times you'll think that you want to go here. That's your objective. But you will find in life that every wrong turn takes you where you're supposed to be. So just be ready to receive that and then make the most of where you're at once you reach that new destination.
Definitely.
Boy. Did you have another question or something before?
So are we going to hear his song for Tyee?
Yes.
The
I wanted to make sure see if Tyee had questions or you had questions. I know all about it, so I don't need to. But I wanted to know if you all had more questions, and then we'll come back to Tyee after we play it.
Okay.
Tyee? Okay.
No,
we're on
I have.
All right. Well, then stand by, Tyee. Don't go anywhere because you're supposed to be listening to this. You are on Patriots Inside the Wire tonight with the Tree of Valor. It is our Wednesday show that we do together, the Tree of Valor. If you'd like to get in touch with the show to be a guest, please reach out to Lori from the Tree of Valor. It's very easy to find her on any social platform and at her website as well. Please contact them in regards to our Warriors show. Tyee Eliason is with us tonight. He's our special guest here tonight. 22 plus 5 plus 3. Too many. 22 are gone, but not forgotten. 5 first responders are gone, but not forgotten. 3 active duty every day. All of you do that math every day. Gone, but not forgotten. And neither are you, the families out there. That is our mission. We will make sure the Tree of Valor's gallery that they have is not just a stationary one. It is located there in North Carolina, but boy, does she travel all over to all sorts of things, as well as Sergeant Two-Step Foundation, Two-Step Tribe, Uncle Rhino over there. So Tyee, we can't wait to get with you in a room with not just me, but a concert, festivals, things that we are going to be doing to honor and get the Tree of Valor as well. And we are going to make this happen. So I can't wait to do that and be in an area with you that we weren't cramped around a bunch of people in uniform. We were able to, everybody, to take him in Texas to the Riverwalk. Got him some great food. And I tell you, that boy can eat, like, in a good way. Like, I was hot. We were outside, and I was just, like, kind of dragging. I was like, I don't think I can eat this. And, like, he's like, here. And he's wolfs that food down. I was like, whoa, okay. But Tyee, it is called Best of Us, and it is the song with Uncle Rhino. And so if you listen to the words, it's pretty easy. And so for everyone out there, while I'm playing this song by Uncle Rhino, and that's Uncle Ryano, you can find him as well out there. It's called Best of Us. And Lori, listen to the words to this one. I did not write it. It is Uncle Rhino. Tyee, this is for you. It is called Best of Us.
There's a crowd outside my window and they're street. They're screaming and they're yelling in the name of peace. War never is the answer, but some battles must be fought. As long as we remember who it is that pays the cost. They are the best of us, those women and men, where angels fear to tread. They charge right in, over land or in the air, across some ocean off somewhere. They sacrifice it all for the rest of us. Nobility and honor are so rare these days. Next time you see a soldier, hope you take the time to say you're the best of us. There are two parents in the heartland waving goodbye to their child. Through the rain and down of tears, there is pride in their smile. And the countless single parents raising children on their own, short on money, short on time, trying to keep this house a home. They are the best of us, those women and men, in cities, farms and towns. They are family and friends. Every night they say a prayer for someone fighting God knows where. They sacrifice it all for the rest of us. Nobility and honor are so rare these days. Next time you see a soldier, hope you take the time to say you're the best of us. Oh, you are the best of us. Nobility and honor are so rare these days. Next time you see a soldier, hope you take the time to say you're the best of us. You are the best of us. Hey, you're the best of us. You are the best of us. You're the best of us. You are the best of the best of us. You'll always be the best of us.
There we go. We have it tonight with you. It is Best of Us by Uncle Arno. His song there. Trying to beat in again. Best of Us. How did you feel about that song, Tyee and Lori, both of you?
That was really good. I really loved it. The meaning behind it, of course, being extremely powerful, and of course your voice over it all makes it even better.
Yeah, I can see why it would be so popular. Really, that is a great song.
We like that.
What needs to be popular is the awareness of everything that people give up for no money, no credit, and it's a necessary job that is done every day in silence.
I need to use that song in the trees, Uncle Rhino.
That'd be an honor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the gallery. We could do one there in the gallery and showcase it, and Tyee's as well. So as we're talking with Tyee Eliason about doing his tree, we could take Best of Us at the gallery.
Oh yeah, play his song. Play his song when we when we make your tree. Because obviously that would be a long process. But
I love it. I love it. That's a great thing, Lori. So we'll have to keep everyone out there updated in regards to that project that we just added. Well, it's not like a project to us. For us, it's the honor of doing this for those who serve or have served and remembering those in everything that we have, every single freedom, whether I like what you say or not, you get it because someone stepped up in there serving or have served. Whether what you're doing, I like it or not, I have to appreciate the fact that we have the freedoms, we have the journalism, we have what we have, the reporters and all, to say what we want, technically not do what we want, but, you know, there are laws. But what I'm trying to tell you is you have what you have because some people decided to step up and sign that oath. They took the oath, that oath, foreign and domestic. Let me say that again, foreign and domestic, serving our country.
They didn't just take the oath, they took it seriously when they took it. That's what matters because we got a bunch of people through the years that's where we've declined culturally. And that's where it's coming back with. That's what I'm talking about, the reignition. That's what I'm talking about, the young man with the flag, reminding people. You know, we've got a lot of people that did the right thing for the wrong reasons, you know, and doing the right thing for the right reason. That's where we're getting back on track. We're literally witnessing history in the making. And I've been a part of history in the making several times, y'all. And it never was eureka, I found it. It was, oh, damn. That's what was the normal thing when it happened. And it was always just a Tuesday when it happened to you. You didn't realize it. Everybody thought it was just the whole thing. You were looking back, it looks like that. But when it happened, it was just about 2:00 on a Tuesday. Well, that's what's happening right now. We have a massive cultural shift that is igniting here in the United States, and it's starting to catch traction around the world. And it's upsetting a lot of folks, but it's, you know, growth and birth and rebirth are always painful, you know, and so it starts with people reminding us who we are. It starts with people reminding us of who we were born to be, who we can be, which is always better than what we have been. I don't care what time frame, we could always be better. And to me, young man, that's what you're doing. It's a simple thing that you're doing that's not simple. It takes a lot of commitment and a lot of work, but what you're doing is absolutely beautiful. You are showing up every day and you are reminding us of what we can be and who the hell we are. And I appreciate you.
We love it.
Thank you,
This
Tyee.
is
Much.
Tyee Eliason. Tyee is private first class.
Mhm.
Private first class. Tyee Eliason. I know a lot of people say your name wrong, so I always say Tyee. Make sure you say Tyee. I am from the South, so I have a little bit of a draw, so just put a draw on that E. Tyee, and to your family as well. Everyone out there that is serving, we say thank you. And to all the families out there that no longer have their loved ones, man, it sucks. And I wish that I could make it different for you, but I can tell you that we will never forget. And we are working on multiple things, along with the Tree of Valor, along with Rhino, Patriots Inside the Wire, and Two-Step Tribe. Bring us all together. And Tyee Eliason here and his family, we are all working on some major events to where we make sure in-house that this is a message that sticks with us, stays with us. It is our life, literally. It is our life that we live with every single day. So not only is Uncle Rhino connected to Sergeant Two-Step, he also mentioned someone else. We have Lori here, Lori and her son. Lexi, by the way, for everyone out there, we talk about Lexi a lot. Love Lexi. But I was bringing up a picture because I wanted y'all to know who she is. Lori, when you bring up Lexi, I have had the pleasure of meeting Lexi. Lexi is Lori's daughter. And Lexi does a lot there at the Tree of Valor. And the flag to her, even as a little kid like you, Tyee, at 6, when she sees a flag, it's so meaningful to her. But she doesn't have the ability to get out there and run and do those things. So,
But you know what she did again this week? This is just mind-boggling. It's not mind-boggling. This week, I want to say it was June 17th. I can't remember the year, maybe 2017. The USS Fitzgerald had 7 sailors that were taken, that we lost on that ship, okay, from an incident. And she again made that her tree of the day last Saturday. And I wasn't here. Her nurse sent me a picture and said, "This is the tree Lexi chose." And I said, someone, and I knew that there was someone missing. Their picture had needed to be repaired, but I knew they didn't know that. So this is about the 6th time now that she has picked a tree that someone's missing on it. And that how does she know? So I wasn't there to fix it. Yesterday, Tuesday, we go in, boom, she drives, because she can drive her chair around. Boom, she drives right over to that chair and she sits there again. And I looked at her and I shook my head. I said, you want mom to find his picture, don't you? And put it on there. Yeah. So that's amazing. I mean, that is just absolutely amazing that she is finding there's 100 trees in there, and this child can go around and tell me which trees are missing when there's a group of them that were lost together. Tyee, she is letting me know by driving up to the trees. I know you didn't hear the story before, but she's driving up to the trees and sitting there until I acknowledge this. And we never
nonverbal.
And she doesn't speak.
Yeah, she doesn't speak or anything. So what she's doing is letting you know that you forgot somebody, mom, like missing. I'm not gonna move until you fix it. So that's Lexi. And so I was able to beat her, Tyee. So at some point we want to get to the gallery and actually do one of our concerts there with the gallery. And then the Tree of Valor will come with us as we're doing festivals and things. Lori can set up, have it all on display. There's the chairs too, as well. Scott from the Tree of Valor brought it up a little bit. In another show, we'll get more into that. But they do a honor as well for the 22 a day, which is something that you're running for as well. So, and as a matter of fact, it happened with your dad and with Lori both. When I walk up and I go, what about the ones who are active duty and they're not here? And it's so like, oh, add another plus sign, add another plus sign. I'm like, yep, let's stay on top of this.
We could take his tree to those events.
Yes. Yep.
So your story will get shared places that you just don't even know. Yeah. Not everybody is on social media. They're just not. There's a lot of people who don't want to be on social media and may never hear his story, right? But they might go to a festival. So,
for instance, what do you have Sergeant Two-Step's tree? Well, what is his tree? Well, now you've got the Sergeant Two-Step Foundation, by the way. We'll be announcing some stuff next week. But what is, for instance, I'm just trying to give Tyee an idea here. Like you've got a multitude of trees. You do not have
it's going to have to be a huge tree. Huge.
Well, tell us about, like, for instance, I know the other ones, like you're going to end up taking a tree bigger than this. And then the pictures that are on this tree are what, Lori?
Those are family trees. So everybody that's on that particular tree, that's the Davis family, they all are related. So if Tyee has at least 3 people in his family that served, he would go on the tree, his dad and whoever else in his family that served. Their picture goes on its own tree, and then their name goes on the tree. And then there's about 60 of them. Obviously, we can't have them all up at one time, but we take them to different events. And it's the only place in the whole world that your whole family serves together at one time by being in the tribute and showing America the true fabric of our nation.
It is true. I love it. So Sergeant Two-Step has his picture on a tree, literally. And then the Tree of Valor. So thank you for what you're doing. Again, everyone reach out to Lori at the Tree of Valor in regards to the Wednesday show. Tyee, we've enjoyed having this time with you. I know that you're probably in the middle of, I bet, some runs and things, because being in the military, you've got to be on the move. You never know what move, what's going to happen. I can tell you that from experience. You won't even be able to tell your own father. I've had that experience too, where it's like at a moment's notice. So while you're home, are you doing these runs and push-ups and you're just you're putting in as much as you can before you're tasked with a job, your MOS? Is that what you're doing? Is you're trying to get in as many as you can to honor?
Yeah, I have a few days off right now this week. due to it being around my birthday. My NCO put in some time for me. I really appreciative of him for that. But yeah, over this last 4 or 5 days, just been throwing in runs and push-up videos wherever I can, and also trying to take some time to relax and hang out. Going back to the band tomorrow.
Okay. Yep. Well, you stay in touch as we stay in touch with you. Again, shout out there to Heather Viverose. Thank you, Uncle Rhino, for popping in. For Tyee, I know he's heard your name quite a bit. And so we'll make sure you already have a copy of that video. And then we'll get a different one for the Tree of Valor and the opening of Patriots Inside the Wire, our Wednesday Warriors show with Miss Lori here at the Tree of Valor tonight. Tyee Eliason, thank you for what you do. Thank you for serving. Thank you for the honor of bringing back the names of those who cannot speak, the voice for the voiceless, the person whose child, brother, sister cannot be here to speak. They aren't remembered by some, or they're just not aware. I'm just happy that you're there for that, and continue to do you. For sure. Always speak up. Take care of yourself. And thank you for joining us tonight on Patriots Inside the Wire. Two-Step Tribe is our show for festivals and things that will be coming up and events. Lori mentioned some things there. And Uncle Rhino over here is the one making a lot of that happen too. So again, stay tuned. Tyee Eliason, we will be giving you updates throughout. We can do that through the show. Tyee, I loved every minute of being able to go and watch you at your graduation. I'd love to hear you do I don't want to say the name because you would say it better. Did you learn any good cadences while you were there? A good cadence? Is there new ones?
I mean, yeah, sure. I learned some cadences, but I never really got up there and, sang them myself. But
yeah.
I sang along whenever somebody was doing a cadence. Sure.
Cool.
That's how moms do. They gonna wait till you get in public and then embarrass you. That's what they do.
No.
That's a mom thing. Yeah,
Stay
they
away
just
from
do.
the Jodies. Stay away from the Jodies.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what the mamas do. They just gonna embarrass you. Yeah.
I'm like, stay away from those Jodies. Everybody knows what I mean. If you've been around military. Now, Tyee, do the shout out. Can you do the oorah for me?
What do you mean?
Say it like you're supposed to say it because it sounds funny coming from me. So you're definitely when someone's in the Marines, Lori, you could say it. Yeah. Now for Army, it's
Hua.
Yeah. You say it. Say it louder.
Hua.
Hua. There. That's Army in the house, babe. We got Marines, Army. Oh, I think we might have more tonight. All right. See, there you go. Tyee right now. Private First Class Tyee Eliason from 6 to 19. Just hold up. That kid's only 19 years old. Thank you, Tyee, for everything that you do. Oh, and we got a lot of it now. As soon as we did the everybody's like in. We're all in. All right, Army, we hear you. Marines, every branch. We thank you all. Our first responders. We want to shout out to the survivors of the fallen. Whether you're Gold Star, to me, every single life matters and should be here. So we must do more. We are going to sign out now. Stand by, Tyee, Uncle Rhino, the Tree of Valor, Miss Lori. Is there anything you'd like to say before I sign us out?
I just shout out to Keep Being Resilient today for inviting us to their event, and they're always about the family.
And the Tree of Valor. I always have to push other people. Tyee, any words you'd like to give to anyone out there to say?
Yeah, if we could, I would love to just give 5 or so seconds of silence for our beloved Sergeant Two-Step Laporte.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, Tyee. Hold on. I'll do this for you because I probably won't do it again. Here we go. He can stare at y'all while I remove myself for that minute. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tyee. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service here at Patriots Inside the Wire. Again, we are going to sign out with everyone here. Tyee Eliason, Patriots Inside the Wire, the Tree of Valor, Mrs. Lori, Uncle Rhino, Bottle Rocket Records, Two Step Tribe. I am the mother of Sergeant Two Step. That is who I am. Nice to have you with us. We're signing out. Huh.